guys, so today we're talking about another Yu-Gi-Oh! Petty Stock Market Watch. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys click that like and that subscribe button. That's right, like before the video has even started. That's where we're at right now. So we have a new King of the Hill, which makes sense. The alternate art polymerizations. We talked about this before. I just want to talk about it again because it is the highest selling card. Under $5. The alternate art versions of Poly, always great, always fantastic. There are so many, I don't even want to count it out, but there's 26 minus 1, 2, 3, 23 different versions of the original art polymerization and only 3 now of this version. And that's why we are seeing this card just shoot up in price, right? Is it a good buy still? I would say yes. It'll probably no longer on this market watch though very soon because it will no longer be under $5. So we move forward. A lot of similar things. Dark, such a fantastic card. Ghost Bell. But here's your lottery ticket. Okay, here's why I call it a lottery ticket. Right? Now, let me give an example. Let's say I'm gonna pick a random Yu-Gi-Oh archetype. Let's say Gishki gets a structure deck. Gishki gets a structure deck, and there's a bunch of great reprints. We all wanted the reprints, and there's like 6 amazing cards that make Gishki tier 0 confirmed. But the structure deck is missing Gishki Shadow. All versions of Gishki Shadow to the moon. That's what happened with Branded in Red. Branded in Red is a phenomenal card. It allows you to fusion summon on quick play. Can't attack directly, which is still fine, right? But the biggest thing is that if you look at the structure deck for Fallen of Albas, you'll notice something is missing, right? And you already know where this is going. I shouldn't even have to look this up, right? Because you and I both know that obviously Branded in Red is not going to be in the structure deck. It's an amazing structure deck. Veiler's a great reprint. We didn't talk about this on the channel, but Scythe is actually even a good reprint. Ghost Ogre is a relatively fine reprint. Obviously, Pot of Extravagance called by Dark Ruler No More. All of those are great reprints. There can only be one. Waking of the Dragon. Good reprints. A lot of good fusion monsters. I like, Tri Brigade tokens probably going to be kind of cool. Like tokens are usually pretty decent, right? As far as value is concerned. And there's a couple of kaijus in here. Chaos Dragon Levianera's in here. Fantastic structure deck. But even a structure deck with 5 ultra rares, 3 super rares, 38 commons, all these great reprints, Star Leech, like so many great reprints, still going to be missing stuff. And here it is. Now, I think that if you're planning on playing the deck, you're going to want to pick these up now. But I don't really like the idea of buying a card like look at this. Like, it was a month ago, it was 97 cents, and now it is $2. It was just being sold for $2.90. I don't love it. If this card dips, especially if it hits the $2 mark, or if it hits less than $2, if you see a version of this anywhere for less than $2, even if it looks something like this, right, and this is $2.50, you might want to pull the trigger, because this is going to be the best deck, or one of the best decks of the format, very soon. And once the structure deck comes out, once people see, oh, you need 3 branded, or you need 2 branded, that's when this card is really going to start taking off in popularity and price. Now, obviously, if it turns out you don't need this card at all, or if that's just how the deck evolves, you don't need this card anymore. Because you can look at the OCG, but I don't love looking at OCG deck lists just because it's a completely different game. It's like saying, look at the Master Duel version of it. Like, it's a different ban list with different cards. But anyway, Branded in Red, newest entry, number 4 best-selling card, under $5. So, okay. It's never good when I lean back in the chair. I'm reading the card. What is the deal? What is the deal? Is it the art? That's really cool looking card. That. Look at this card. Hold on, let me get this. Let's really get into this. Look at this thing. Look at this beautiful art. I really do like the artwork. I'm not even trying to troll or anything like that, right? And I get it for Blue Eyes. I get it for Dark Magician. I get it for the Egyptian gods. I get it for Harpies. I get it for Red Eyes. I get it for Toons. I get it for Elemental Heroes. I get it for spiders like Code Talk, not Cybers, not spiders. I get it for like Code Talkers. I get it even for like Black Rose Dragon and Red Dragon Archfiend. I get it for Go-Go-Go's and Gaga-Ga's. But more importantly, Utopia and Zexal Weapon. I get it for Performer Pals. Are we really doing this with Arm Dragon 2? It's just like every deck that we ever saw in anime. Just like, oh, I gotta get that card. Like, I get it. One of the main antagonists, he's like the Kaiba, essentially, of that show. Every single one of them has that, where he's basically an antagonist of the protagonist, but they also like team up a lot. Like he's not like the big time, like big cojones antagonist, right? Like I said, like the Kaiba thing. That's kind of what Chaz is. If I'm remembering correctly, I haven't seen too much of GX, but I'm pretty sure there's a different person. I mean, there's obviously Crowler, but I wasn't talking about Crowler. There's a different person, though, that's like the main antagonist of that show. But Chaz is definitely a thorn in Jaden's side a lot, and he's definitely a bully, right? But apparently you guys love his deck. And this isn't even his deck! I mean, this is his deck, but this is like... I don't know. I guess Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Armed Dragon. Add that to the list. If you have an Armed Dragon card, let's just take a look. Are any other Armed Dragon cards? I don't get it. I don't get it. At some point, there's got to be some anime Yu-Gi-Oh archetype that's not that expensive. That's not like expensive for no reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base. Maybe I'm just way off base. I guess. I guess type in the comment section. Use this as the dislike button. If you guys like Armed Dragons a lot. Because I got rid of the dislike button. Everything else is relatively the same. You know, gammas, Veilers, Cyclones, DDD stuff. Usual. Something's different, though. Here at the bottom. And... okay. So, here's the thing with Fluffles. Fluffles is... for somehow in its entire existence, it's never been high tier 2. But it's also never been, like, tier 3. It's kind of been, like, very low tier 2, maybe tier 3, middle tier 2. Like, it's not going to just do, like, crazy, amazing things and, like, dominate an event. Excuse me, but you can see yourself getting a top. And here's the thing with this deck. This is what I like about it most. So if you look at my channel, you will find a Fluffle deck profile on my channel. Right? They're penny stocks. And we don't just like to talk about the just cards that are penny stocks, but also decks that contain penny stocks. Like, look at Fluffles for a second. So we have Patchwork Fluffle. I think you run one of these. It's pennies. Dolphin, pennies. I think you run that. I'm not sure. Angel, pennies. Right? We keep going forward. The first owl, 25 cents. You can get 2 of them. I think you run 1, if that, for a quarter. We're not even at $1 yet. Cat, I think you run 1 if you run 1 at all. Now we're, and then you run maybe 1 wing, sometimes 2 wings. So that's $1 for these 3, right? Sheep, I think you run 1 sheep. You want to run 3 bear, max out on a bear. You want to max out on a dog, right? So that's probably like $3, $3. Now we're at $7, $10. We'll say octopus. It's a good card. You want to run, I think you run 2 octopus. Maybe it's 3. 2 or 3. We'll just say 3. That's $6. Plus the 7. That's 13. Run up to 15. This is about 350. We'll just say it's 350. Because the heavily plays $2. So that's it's 10.50. So we're looking at $20 for the fluffle part. And then for Frightfur parts, Frightfur's always been more expensive. Like the Frightfur cards are always been more expensive than the fluffle cards. But even Frightfur, like, I don't know why that's out of stock. Watch out for the Frightfur Tiger buyout. No. Sheep is pennies. I think you need one, if that. Wolf is pennies. You need one. Whale is pennies. I think you need one or two. One or two, I think. It's $1 for those three. So we're looking at like $21. Sabretooth, maybe 2. Fusion, maybe 2. Searchable though. Factory. So Factory plus Sabretooth, 2 Sabretooth plus 2 Frightfur Fusion. That's another $1. So we're at 21. You don't run Bear. Do you run? Are they running Bear now? I don't know what's running Bear. Right. Yeah, you guys get where I'm getting at too, right? Frightfur Tiger. You run 2. It's 50 cents. It's 21.50. I don't think they run Leo. Are they running Leo? Maybe. We'll just say you run Leo. So just throw Leo in there too. You're not really running any of the trap cards. Trap cards aren't usually that good. It's kind of an OTK deck. Patchwork's a $3 card, so that's 9. So we're at like 39. We'll just say 40. Kraken, you want to run at least 2. So that's 14. It's like 54. Frightfur Reborn, which is what brought us here. It's about 750. So it's like 42. So this was 49.50, 57, 64.50. And then this probably just run with 2. It's at 9. So that's 18. So 57. We'll round up to 60 plus 18 to 78. We'll round up to 80. We'll round up to 100. I legitimately think now if you go to eBay, I do want to mention this as well. If you go to eBay and try to get fluffles that way, I don't really think that's the move. Because you're going to end up looking, there's 5 fluffle cats. Like, listen, I'm a huge fan of cats. There are, how many rabbits are there? Listen, I'm not trying to make fun of whoever this person is. I'm sure they're just got a lot of fluffle bulk and they're trying to get rid of it. But for $100, I would just buy these cards individually. Odds are, though, if you go to your locals, someone might just have this deck on hand. Because this has always just been one of those decks where it's like, it's fun to play, it's relatively cheap, and it can get you wins. And it's like, what else are you looking for? If you're not looking for the best deck, if you're not looking for the best deck, what else are you looking for if it's not fun to play, cheap, can win? Look at these rogues decks just crushed regionals. We can go here, and I've actually read this article before. It's kind of a bit clickbaity, but there's Edge and Chain and Patchwork and that's just in there. It's just in there to search stuff. It's just in there to search Poly. But that's okay. That's okay. And once the structure deck comes out, this deck is going to, I would assume, like Albaz Frightfur might be a good deck. It might be a good strategy. So it's just something to keep in mind, right? Because Fluffles feel like they've always just been like on the brink of breaking through and actually being a consistently good deck, not just 3 copies of Frightfur Reborn or 2 copies of Frightfur Patchwork, and with 2 Edge and Chain, and that's it. Like they're like actually like a Fluffle deck can actually get a top. It's been close, and maybe the Albaz structure deck will get it there. Probably not, but maybe it will, because this deck is not going to get more expensive. This is probably the most expensive these cards are ever going to be. And I just think it's a cool, fun deck to pick up. And I know $100, maybe you don't have $100 to throw at a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That's fine. But if you're looking for a fun trend, or maybe you have like a friend that wants to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, and you're trying to help them out, but they don't want to spend too much money, this is a great option, right? And like I said, we don't just like to talk about penny stock cards, but also decks that are essentially penny stocks. And for me, less than $100, that's pretty good. That's pretty good on a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys click that like button to show your support for the channel and subscribe But most importantly of all, have a good day.